In a couple of hours, me and my friends are going to be watching Dune Part 2 for the second time, and this time on IMAX, because my first time was in a regular theater. And I decided I'll be treating this as a psychological experiment on myself, to see how I'll react to the film this time, knowing what I know now, and seeing if I'll appreciate it more than I did the first time. Because the first time we saw it, it was a bit like the first film back in 21. Initially, I was not totally impressed. It took me some time, like I went home afterwards, I thought about it, about how they structured it, about how they visualized it, and then, in the process of this gradual realization, I finally started to drastically increase my appreciation of it, which made me come up with a theory about the nature of masterpieces, be it movies or arts or books or whatever it is. And this, my second seeing of the film in about 2 hours, I will treat as a testing of my theory. So after I'm back from the movies this evening, I'll be revealing what my theory on masterpieces is and what was the result of my testing of this theory through this second watching of Dune. And with that, I will be back. See you in like 6 hours. I'm back. I just came back, and I started to record this right away to capture the emotion, and I'm having difficulty because I'm still in a trance. I just can't get over it. I keep hearing the music, I keep feeling my heart beating in unison with the thumper, and I keep hearing Timothée Chalamet's voice saying "Lead them to paradise." I really am so emotional right now. I literally have a lump in my throat because I still cannot believe that we now have this on film. Dune, these fucking books, I grew up with them. They taught me so many things, and in many ways, they saved me and helped me become the person that I am today. I come from a very dysfunctional family with lots of domestic drama, and it is because of books and art that I managed to survive all of this life crap, and in particular Dune. I was reading these books through maybe the most difficult years of my life, and when I read them, when I entered the world of Frank Herbert and experienced what the characters in it experienced, it helped me realize that my own personal struggles are not only smaller, but also pretty common among people, and so I had nothing to worry about. There is greater things in life and beautiful things in life to understand and experience, no matter how difficult life might be. And the world of Dune taught me all of that when nobody else would. It got me through so much shit that I can't even verbalize it. In my moments of most horrible pain and fear, either for me or my loved ones, I would just utter to myself that fear is the mind killer, and that if I just face it, it will eventually pass and only I will remain afterwards. This is what those books mean to me. And now, after waiting for all these years, we finally have this amazing, beautiful, once-in-a-lifetime film that perfectly captures the atmosphere and the titanic scope of this story. And yes, it has differences from the book, but I don't care now. I now watched it a second time on a huge IMAX screen, and I realized that when I watched it the first time, I wasn't that impressed because I had expectations in my head based on the book. Now, watching it a second time, I managed to let go of that and let myself experience, and this time truly experience, the structure of this film, the way it deviates from the book in actually very positive ways, the way it developed the characters. Basically now, with my second watching, I appreciated it as a masterpiece, because I could let go of my book biases. I just could not have wished for a more perfect adaptation, and I'm also planning to watch it a third time while it's still in theaters, because then God only knows when we'll be able to experience it again. And so before I went to the theater today, I started this recording saying that I have a theory on why masterpieces are masterpieces. And because I'm still emotional because of the film and I can't even talk that much, I'll make it short. I've come to realize that, at least for me, in order for me to appreciate something as a masterpiece, I have to experience it slowly, gradually, and give it context. I very rarely experience an artistic catharsis from a first-time experience of the film or the painting or whatever it is that I'm experiencing. I was like this with, say for example, Michelangelo. I went to the Sistine Chapel in Rome without knowing anything about his work, and I stood there beneath the creation of Adam, and I wondered what all the fuss was about. But then sometime later, when I came back from Rome and I started reading about his life and works, that's when I became entranced with his paintings, and it was the same for me with Mozart and Plato and Marilyn Monroe and Stanley Kubrick and Dostoevsky and Tolstoy and so many others. At first, I didn't really feel them. But then after I spent some time with them and studied them, it gradually snowballed into me absolutely loving them, and they are now a constant part of me. There never passes a day in my life without looking at a Michelangelo or listening to the soundtrack of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Never, ever, even one day where I don't come home from work, turn my music on, open my books, and let myself be completely lost in this world of artistic beauty. And Dune, both the books and these new films, are now officially a part of this world. I can safely say about this movie, both of them, Dune 1 and 2, that they are once-in-a-lifetime masterpieces. My first viewings of both didn't impress me because I hadn't given them time yet. Time to overcome my book memories, the book abomination in my head, if you will. And now that they have, and I can see them clearly, I truly think that they are indeed masterpieces. And I will be forever grateful that I was given the chance to experience them in my lifetime.